What a day that was. It was so sunny outside, and you were telling me it got to 12 degrees?
12 degrees. The
Nice.
winds were pretty calm. The sun was out. I mean, hey, March, here we are. This is typically the snowiest month of the year. We'll get some of that here and there, but there's not much in the forecast for this week at all. In fact, we're looking at very spring-like weather for much of this week, and it'll get even warmer than this by the end of it. So 12 degrees is where we're sitting right now. Yes, that's also our daytime high. The winds may pick up a little bit over these next 2 hours or throughout these next 2 hours, but just up to about 30 kilometers per hour, if we get that at all. All right, your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. And it's a mild night tomorrow morning, starting off with a good amount of cloud cover. If you are planning to check out the lunar eclipse tonight, which is mainly between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m., the clouds likely won't roll in until 4 a.m. So that's some good news if you want to check that out and get up really, really early. By tomorrow afternoon, a high of 8 degrees. It will be on the windy side, 50 kilometer per hour gusts.
Danielle, the one thing I noticed about your forecast is you're calling for -1 overnight, which means that all the stuff that melted during the day freezes over again.
You got it. Yeah, so slippery. I saw a lot of people walking out there this morning, very careful with the sidewalks because there were a lot of slippery spots. Same idea for tomorrow morning as well. We are looking at very warm weather this week, so you can really expect that for most mornings this week. We have some cloud cover out there, but we also got a good amount of sunshine today. We got light winds, warm temperatures, which isn't always the story at this time of year. Normally it comes at with some strong wind gusts. We got up to a high of 12. This is showing you daytime highs today. A high of 12 in the city, 14 down in Pincher Creek, 15 in Lethbridge and Milk River. You can see that cooler air mass off to the east because the warm air hasn't made its way there yet, and it will tomorrow. Much warmer in these communities tomorrow. All right, let's talk about a couple things here. Right now, temperatures as they start to cool for the night, we are still sitting at 12, so believe it or not, but we're down to 14 in Lethbridge, 2 in Medicine Hat, still in the teens in Milk River as well. So a lot of warms today, and again, here's a look at the fairly calm winds. 44 in Lethbridge, 65 in Pincher Creek, so a little windier there. We got to that nearly that 40 mark in Calgary. We have the potential of gusts up to 40 kilometers per hour really for the next 2 hours, and then things quiet down for the night. But it will be a gusty afternoon tomorrow, a little gustier than what we had today in the city. We have a system that's, you can see, tracking in central Alberta. So temperatures below freezing here, getting snowfall here, and it's very spring-like to the south, and that will mainly be the story for this week. But for Wednesday and Thursday, we will get some of this activity down in the south, and we will cool down a little bit, but we'll still be well above normal and above freezing, and I'll show you that in the longer range in just a second. Timeline on it, though, for tomorrow, we'll have that basically a Chinook arch build its way in. Temperatures will be similar to today in the city, just maybe not quite as warm, a little gustier in the afternoon, and then by Wednesday, if we track into Wednesday here, we'll have the clouds really increase. So Wednesday will be mainly cloudy. And Wednesday night, we have the potential for even getting a little bit of snowfall in the city. It looks like less than a centimeter to a centimeter, so mostly just a dusting because it will be fairly short-lived, and that will be Wednesday night into really early Thursday morning. That's really the only activity that's happening this week. We may see a little bit on Thursday morning, but not much at all. 8 degrees at least for our high. Tomorrow, most likely we're getting to 10 with gusts around 50 kilometers per hour in the afternoon. We dip down to 2 with mainly cloudy skies on Wednesday, flurries Wednesday night, likely carrying into early Thursday morning, and we bounce back. So Friday we're up to 8, Saturday in those teens, the mid-teens in fact.
Interesting stat you mentioned earlier, 11 hours of daylight.
Bam, yeah.
Isn't that nice?
It is nice. That means we're getting there. So it's been feeling like spring, and now it's really starting to actually get towards that season. Believe it or not. 12 degrees, the current temperature and today's daytime high. And look at that by that live shot. The sun is still out. Normal daytime high for this time of year is 2. Okay, looking at the next 3 days. Tomorrow at least 8. We will get a push out of the west and southwest, most likely in the afternoon, gusts up to 50 kilometers per hour. So we'll probably get into the double digits, but we'll definitely get to 8 with some cloud cover, mainly cloudy on Wednesday and not as warm for Wednesday and Thursday because of a system. We're not going to get much moisture from this, but we could get about a centimeter Wednesday night and through early Thursday morning. And as you can see, temperatures not quite as warm.
Let's bring Danielle in now. Back to some nice mild weather this week.
Yeah, we had fairly calm winds in Calgary today. The sun was out for much of the day, and oh boy, was it toasty. Not bad for the beginning of March. 12 degrees was our high in the city today. Pincher Creek got up to 14. Check that out. Lethbridge, Milk River got up to 15 degrees today. We'll see a lot of warmth this week, but we will kind of dip in the middle of the week. Another key thing, this is why you have to have all your stuff in the mudroom ready to go, because temperatures fluctuate so much in one day and throughout the week as well. We're now down to -1 because the wind shifted over this last hour, now coming out of the northeast. When you look at the next 24 hours, they should shift back to the west and southwest. So we should kick off the day at 0 and then getting up to 10 in the afternoon. A little gustier tomorrow, 50 kilometers per hour, Tara.
Nice. All right, Danielle, thank you. Red, Danielle, is Mother Nature going to cooperate? Can we see it?
Yeah, I believe so. Basically, it looks like clouds will start to increase at 4 a.m. So if this is something of interest to you, it's worth a try, absolutely, because it is so cool to see. And it looks like we'll have clear enough skies so you can see totality, and then the clouds will start to increase and move on in. So give it a shot. And if you do give it a shot, send us your photos. All right, today's highs. Once again, we talked about this already, but they're pretty impressive, so I'd like to talk about it again. We got up to 12 in the city today, 15 for Lethbridge and Milk River, 14 in Pincher Creek, and then you can see much cooler Edmonton, Drumheller, Brooks, below that freezing mark. It will warm up, and this warmer air will spread. We also had fairly calm winds today in most communities as well. But check this out. Now we're sitting, so we got to high of 12 in Calgary today, and just about an hour and a half ago, the wind switched, started coming out of the northeast, and our temperature plummeted. We're down to -1 right now. So a huge change in the wind all of a sudden, and then a huge change in the temperature. So very fluctuating, and that's kind of the story for the week as well. You have to have a little bit of everything. The big weather coat, the big parka, and also a bunch of layers. All right, 10 right now in Pincher Creek and Lethbridge, sitting at that freezing mark in Medicine Hat. Today's wind gusts, not so bad at all, closer to 40 in Calgary, above 40 in Lethbridge, and in those mid-60s for Pincher Creek. This will pick up tomorrow, so 90 kilometer per hour gusts in this corner here in that far southwest corner. Lethbridge 70 kilometer per hour gusts, Medicine Hat 50 to 60, and in Calgary we're looking at 50 kilometer per hour gusts by the afternoon. They've had snow, so we've had warm temperatures in the south today, and they've had snow in central Alberta, and this is slowly going to be tracking down. So we have the potential for a little bit of snowfall later this week, and I'll give you the timeline on that. First, overnight hours, 3:30 in the morning, you can see clouds starting to make their way towards us and moving in by 4. So again, if you want to see totality for the lunar eclipse, you have a decent chance of seeing that without the clouds being in the way. And then later in the afternoon, the clouds will break up for a little bit, and we may get a little bit of sunshine out there. Wednesday, lots of cloud cover, and then late Wednesday by 8 p.m. we have the potential for some snowfall in Calgary and up the QE2. So this will be kind of that little bullseye area. It's not looking like a huge amount, but a couple centimeters certainly possible with this Wednesday night and through early Thursday morning. As you can see here, Red Deer, Airdrie, Calgary, Okotoks, Cochrane, that area where we could see a couple centimeters accumulate from this. All right, your Action Furnace 5-day forecast tomorrow, 10 degrees, gusting in the afternoon up to 50 kilometers per hour. Wednesday cloudy, flurries possible Wednesday night and through early Thursday morning, and cooler temperatures for Wednesday and Thursday, 2 and 6. But check out Saturday. It's possible we're getting into those mid-teens for the weekend, Tara.
She was 71. So talented.
So talented.
All right, well, we all know location is important when it comes to real estate, and this woman knows it too. Just watch. Users. Okay, so she leaves her apartment. She's in an urban center, goes down a couple of flights of stairs. She is inside a 7-Eleven. So she lives over a 7-Eleven.
She'll never be out of food.
She'll never be out of food. This is in Saigon. I mean, you're technically in a very urban center, I guess, in the middle of the action. But if you're a big snacker, you are in trouble.
Yeah, you might gain a couple pounds.
You could just be down there every half hour getting a new bag of chips.
In Swift-Current, I lived above a grocery store, but I never had access to it.
Yeah, that's some good access right there.
Well, this pup is proving persistence pays off. So Millie fought from day one when her owners tried to crate train her. She won. She wouldn't sleep in that crate, and now she just sleeps wherever she wants, on the bed, the couch, wherever.
For her, right?
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
She knows what she likes.
Yep.
Right in the middle there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Absolute comfort.
Hug me.
Well, when it comes to booze, often the older it is, the better it is, right? But would you be brave enough to taste a mystery bottle of liquor that had been unearthed after 150 years?
There's a little bit of vinegar to it, but surprisingly, I think it had held up.
I can't believe they tasted it. So archaeologists got a taste of the past, literally. They used tools and tech to sample this 150-year-old mystery spirit. So the bottle was unearthed from a mining town in Utah. It was buried. It's one of thousands of artifacts they unearthed in this ghost town called Alta. So it was still corked. It was dated between 1870 and 1890. They think it was some sort of sherry or some sort of beer, so that's how weird it tasted. Sherry and beer are not the same things. Yeah, but they're going to do further tests. They tasted it. It wasn't hideous.
I'd take a swig.
What? Yeah, I mean, I'd let someone else take a swig first.
Yeah, sure.
And then I would take a swig.
Wait a couple hours.
Yeah, got to be smart about it.
Yeah. Oh, look at that cool shot. Cool Skywatch weather camera. All right, so we've had the clouds roll in, and we certainly have had the wind shift direction. So they've been out of the west and southwest today, and that's what got us all the way up to the nice little 12 degrees that we had. But then the wind shifted over about 2 hours ago, and it's quickly plummeted below the freezing mark. Now we're going to have that wind shift back again in the overnight hours, and that will increase our temperatures, so it will be warm again for tomorrow. Look at this, though. 11 hours. 11 hours of daylight. All right. Temperatures right now, -1 in the city, -4 in Brooks, 0 in Medicine Hat. Still, though, in the double digits, Pincher Creek and Lethbridge. It was gusty, a little gusty there today. It's going to be gustier tomorrow, 90 kilometers per hour, 70 here. And then for us in Calgary, 50 kilometer per hour gusts, certainly possible. And Medicine Hat, Brooks as well. All right, here's that system that's mainly in central Alberta today, and certainly we saw some snowfall there. We have a little bit on the way for us. Nothing hugely significant, but something. I'll talk about that in just a second. First, your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. -1 overnight, getting up to the freezing mark for the morning hours, and 10 as our high tomorrow with gusts around 50 kilometers per hour in the city. It's Wednesday night. We'll run into a couple centimeters of snow. And just Wednesday night. Outside of that, no active weather for the rest of the week. All right, tomorrow in other spots, Kelowna, Salmon Arm, 11 degrees tomorrow. Edmonton, -9 in snowfall. Rocky Mountain House will see some snowfall as well. For the south, we're just looking at cloud cover for tomorrow, and temperatures will still be quite warm. 0 in Olds, 10 in Calgary, 13 in Lethbridge, 11 in Pincher Creek. Again, very gusty in these communities as well, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Very cool. Thank you, Glenn. All right, well, we have a pretty nice week ahead.
Yes, we do. There will be a couple days where it will be a little cooler. You know, don't expect 12 degrees every day. Tomorrow will be similar to what we had today, just a little more cloud cover tomorrow, a little windier in the afternoon hours, gusts up to 50 kilometers per hour, a high of about 10 degrees. Wednesday and Thursday, we're dealing with a system that will give us a good amount of cloud cover. Flurries possible Wednesday night that could accumulate to 1, even 2 centimeters, and then it starts to clear out on Thursday, but cooler then, as you can see. But by Saturday, we will likely get up to 15 degrees. And today was amazing, wasn't it? Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, Alberta's climate. And you can see by this picture from Libby Goodliff that there's a lot of people that capitalized on the stunning weather we had today.
It's a perfectly good day to be out of the park.
Right.
Lovely. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.